Hello. So I just got back from seeing Luca Guadagnino's new movie, which is called Suspiria, and it's a horror movie, and it's based on of another horror movie from 1977 called Suspiria, which was directed by Dario Argento. And I feel like this movie doesn't have a lot in common with that movie, and that's not a good thing. The 1977 Suspiria is a classic. It's probably the best psychedelic horror movie ever made. It's probably the best horror movie to ever come out of Italy. Um, Luca Guadagnino is Italian, and that's probably this movie made a big impact on him, and that's why he remade it. The movie is about an American girl named Susie Banyan who goes to Europe and joins a dance school, and the dance school is basically run by a coven of witches. And that's not a secret, that's right off the top. You learn that right off the top of the movie. In the original movie, that was a secret. You had to discover what was going on. The big thing in this movie is you know that these women are witches, but what are they up to? What are they trying to do here? Um, this movie is a cold movie. It has it's whereas the first movie was very garish. It had big neon psychedelic colors, music. The music was uh, very over the top. Um, this movie is just disjointed. The colors are grayed down. Sometimes the music is, very early 70s pop. It doesn't quite fit. Um, what makes this movie unique is that everything sort of doesn't fit with each, the elements don't quite fit together. Um, what makes this movie frustrating is that it's a very aloof movie. If I had one word to describe this movie, I would describe it as aloof. Everything's quite a little bit out of reach. The plot's out of reach. The ending is out of reach. The meaning of it all is out of reach. And the reason why is because of the way it's filmed. Um, it's not, he tells a story by making you feel like you're eavesdropping into conversations. Nothing feels like it's direct. Um, you have to be lucky enough to catch certain things that characters have said to figure out what's going on, and that's a little bit frustrating. But at the same time, the visuals in this movie are stunning. There is real horror in this movie, but once again, there's real horror in this movie, but the movie's not scary. I mean, nothing quite fits together, and that makes this movie a complete unique experience. I didn't like this movie because it was that enjoyable. I liked this movie because I felt like I saw something new and fresh, and that this might be the future of a lot of horror movies. It's sort of like a slice of life horror movie where you're just kind of like skimming the surface of that's going on, and it's not trying to pull you in. You're just watching something and trying to figure out what's happening, um, and nothing's quite within your reach. Um, but for fans of Dario Argento, I have to say, if you're a fan of Dario Argento, you know that he made three witch movies, and that Suspiria is part of a trilogy, the Mother's trilogy. Suspiria was the first movie, the second movie was Inferno, and the third movie was Mother of Tears. This movie reminds me of the second and third movies, which was full of symbolism. Um, Mother of Tears and Inferno. That's not a good thing because Suspiria was a much better movie than those movies, but this movie is more successful than Inferno and of Tears. It's better than those movies. And like I said, it feels fresh. There's also great scenes in this movie. There's a great dance scene where somebody's getting killed. That's the way it's filmed is great. Um, there's another scene at the very end that's full of witches and almost orgy like. That's just great. There's like, but like I said, this film is a great looking movie that somehow manages to leave you cold and has no heart. And at the same time, like I said, I ended up liking this movie. I liked it, and I'm gonna. It's a movie you have to probably rewatch. I'm definitely gonna purchase this movie, and I don't purchase anything anymore. You know, I mean, I have to find something interesting. I would say that this movie is an interesting movie. It's not as enjoyable as I wanted it to be, but it's something more interesting than I thought I would get. It's definitely an art house movie. I'm glad I saw it, and you might want to give this movie a try. If you're, especially if you like Dario Argento, if you like 1970s horror flicks, um, that really went above and beyond to be different. So that being said, I want to say something about the acting. The acting in this movie is great. Tilda Swinton plays multiple characters, and she's fantastic. And the other actors do a great job. Um, if I had one thing, if there was a star of the picture though, it's the visuals. The way this movie is filmed is the best thing about it. But like I said, I'm giving this movie a thumbs up. I'd probably end up giving it a B minus. And that's my review of Suspiria. If you have any comments or please leave them below. Thanks. Bye.